Hey guys, welcome in. I just wanted to go over the 4 hour and the 1 hour model here in a quick 5-10 minute video to kind of simplify everything so everyone is on the same page. They're basically derived from the same thing based on the open of the candle and what time we retrace it. And assuming that manipulation is in, we should return to the open of that candle based on what time we swept the previous candle low. I was gonna make two separate videos, but I'm just gonna combine them both into one since they're both derived from basically the same concept. So what we're looking for is after a candle close, like in this case, we have a 6 a.m. candle close. This works best with your 6 a.m. to your 10 through your New York session candles, but it does apply to every other time. But your big manipulation is what happens between with your 6 a.m. candle and your 10 a.m. candle, just because of the nature of the volatility that we have at open. So what I'm looking for is so this is going to be the open of our 6 a.m. 4 hour candle here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going into each day. I'm going to have the high and the low marked of that 6 a.m. candle. There's an indicator that will help you with this, and I'll show you guys that after this. I just wanted to get you the basic concept of what it is first, and then we can apply the indicator. So what I'm looking for, so you see here, this was our final candle of our 15-minute of our 4 hour candle. The low is here. We swept the low of the 6 a.m. 4 hour candle at 10 o'clock, right? So this was within the first hour. What do we expect? We expect manipulation in the first hour of our 4 hour candles, which we got here. We swept the low. So what do? We retrace right back to the open of the current 4 hour candle. Remember, it goes off of the open of the 6 a.m. 4 hour candle. There, so just so you know, there is from NQ stats, this is a 76% chance of happening if it happens within the first quarter of the new candle. So you can apply this since time is fractal to any kind of trading if you want, but I prefer just on the hourly and the 4 hour. So that's what you're looking for. You're looking for a sweep of the previous candle's 4 hour low or high, and then if it happens in the first quarter of the new 4 hour candle, so within the first hour, you're looking for a retrace back to the open of that previous candle. Now on the hourly, it's a little bit different. On the hourly, we are looking for a retrace to the current candle's hourly open after a sweep. So what we're doing is we're looking for. So for instance, we have, let's say here. So for instance, we have 9 a.m. 9 a.m. here. So what we do is we wait for one side to be swept, and you see here the current candle, the 10 a.m. candle sweeps the 9 a.m. low, and it has to be within the first 20 minutes. For hourly candles, the stats say 20 minutes. I'm not sure why. 15, 15 is probably better, but the stats say 20. Remember, these stats are from NQ stats.com. So you see here, and obviously this one's pretty simple, right? It goes, the open is only right here. We manipulate down, and what do? We retrace to the open of the current hourly candle. So let's test out the next hourly here. So let's look at what time we sweep the 10 a.m. candle high. So let's go down to our 5 minute chart. Let's see what time we swept this candle's high. We swept this candle's high at 11:25. Now, this is a good example of if it sweeps it from 0 1 to or from the top of the hour until 20 minutes, there's a high chance, about 75% chance. If it sweeps it between the minutes of 20 and 40, there's about a 50% chance. And then if it sweeps it from 40 to 59, then there's about a 25% chance. It makes sense, right? Because there's less time for it to get back. But those are the odds. But you still see we sweep this one at 11 with the 11:25 5 minute candle. We sweep the previous the 10 a.m. high, and what do? We still retrace back to the open, and then that's where you can look for continuations and build your narrative of your buy and sell models just simply off our hourly opens as well. So we'll look at one more here, but you see we push back to the hourly open, which would have been here. So let's look at the next one. We obviously don't sweep the low. Let's see what time we sweep this candle. We sweep this high at 30, so there's a medium percent chance that we would get back to the open. So let's go back to the higher time frame, and you see we bounced off there. So we'll see if we can get a move. See if we come back to the open, and you see what happens. We come back right to the open of that hourly candle. So that's how it works. Remember, it's off the current hourly open that swept that candle high. Obviously, we didn't get back to it here, but you still see we came back to it at some point. So your hourly untapped opens after so long are going to be targets. I hope this clears things up for you guys in terms of the 4 hour and the hourly model. And to go over the indicator quick, you're going to want to add the current hourly open liquidity with sweep detection by out of options. You guys know options. If you're inside the jungle, he is our indicator god. I actually made the indicator, and he fine tuned it. So what you want to do is add it, obviously, to your charts. Bring up your settings. Um, so there's a few options. You can delete after we retest it. After we take a previous high or hourly low. Um, I personally like to leave it on because, like I said, we can frame entire models out of just watching the hourly open and manipulation. But however, the line will turn green if it swept a previous hour high or low within 20 minutes, within the first 20 minutes. That way, you know that there's a 75% chance, a high chance that price will return to retest this open after sweeping that high or a low, and then the line will turn yellow if it's between 20 and 40, and then obviously from 40 to 59 it'll turn red. Recommend only going after that hourly open with like that you're at some kind of lower time frame setup. If it's green, if there's no sweep at all and you're having an inside candle on the hourly, it'll just stay blue. And then obviously you can adjust everything to your own colors if you want. And I personally don't like to delete it because I like to always have my hourly open plotted anyway, as you should. But with that, hopefully add this, watch how many times it happens, backtest it. It could absolutely change your trading. So with that, we'll see you guys next time. Peace.